Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and who remembers when Man United were really good? Yeah, it was ages ago now, but will the glory days ever return to Old Trafford? Let's use Football Manager to find out. My name's James and this is Man United in 2026 according to Football Manager 2021. Well, long story short, the good times are back at Manchester United, yet unbelievably Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still in charge. The baby-faced assassin is still the manager and has delivered not one but two Premier League titles. First it was in 2023 and he's just done it again in 2026. His side got 95 points to sit 5 clear of rivals Man City, confirming themselves as the best club in England once again. Solskjaer's sides also won a couple of cups, lifting the 2021 Europa League and the 2025 FA Cup. But more importantly than that, there's been a takeover at Old Trafford, meaning the Glazers are no more. They left the club at the start of 2025, with new chairman Rani Asaf taking over. His first season ended in a Premier League title win with a 3-2 victory over Newcastle. So let's have a look at Ole's starting 11 and see who else is in the squad. In goal was David De Gea. In 2026, David De Gea is still Man United's number one. He's resisted the challenge of Dean Henderson and any other upstarts who dare to test him, and at 25 he is still the main man in between the sticks. Looking at his averages, it's just been okay, probably the actual level he is now without dropping a clanger every other week, so that's good at least. Dean Henderson was never able to become the club's number one after years of trying, and he's now fully given up and joined Wolves, where he's actually getting a game. Right back was Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We've got another current Red Devil still there in 2026, and a man who's been solid throughout the simulation. He's got a tackling rating of 20, which sounds about right to be honest. The man could tackle world peace if he had the time. Wan-Bissaka's even just had his most attacking season yet, bagging a huge 5 assists from the right of defence. Obviously those attacking talents haven't been enough to make him an England regular, with Wan-Bissaka boasting just 8 caps at the age of 28. Centre back was Eric Garcia. Our first new face, and a man who has crossed the Manchester divide, via Tottenham. Eric Garcia's current standing at Man City is unclear, but in 5 and a bit years time will he be a Premier League winner at Man United? I wouldn't bet on it to be honest. In fact, leave a comment on this video and if it does happen, I'll give you all 50 pence babies. Come on, I'm not made of money. Anyway, back to Garcia, who left City for £3 million, but ended up costing Man United £70 million. Some more expert bargaining from Daniel Levy, but Man United have got a top defender whose debut season ended in a fantastic average of 7.31. Next we've got Harry Maguire. Okay, yes, Harry Maguire is still a Man United player in 2026, and yes, he did feature on the final day of the season when they won the title, but honestly, all is not what it seems. Maguire is no longer the captain at Old Trafford, and nowadays he's more of a backup player, although to his credit he has been decent. Well, except for this season anyway, where he must have been wrestling group cops again as if they were Kurt Angle. The usual main centre-back is Milan Skriniar, who cost £100 million from Inter Milan back in 2023. But I'll be honest lads, they might as well have saved the money and stuck with Maguire. That's how underwhelming Skriniar's been. They have got regen Frank Wiles coming through, or Willers if you want to laugh, a man who looks to be the future alongside Eric Garcia. Left back was Luca Pellegrini. For £53 million, Man United have finally got a solid left back. The Italian, who is no relation to Lorenzo Pellegrini as we all know, has been a great signing ever since arriving at Old Trafford and even bagged 7 assists en route to the title. Who knows, maybe Wan-Bissaka and Pellegrini are the new Robbo and Trent. Okay, maybe he's not. Holding midfield was Wilfred Ndidi. We've got a couple of new faces sitting in front of the defence and we're starting off with a player who Man United really should sign. Wilfred Ndidi is one of the top defensive midfielders in the Premier League today, or on FM in 2026 he's a Man United player. He arrived in 2021 for £68 million and it's definitely been money well spent. Every season he's been excellent, but mainly look at that first season, 7 goals, 16 assists. Who does he think he is, Kevin De Bruyne? Just focus on doing your own job and protect the defence, Wilfred. He was alongside Frankie de Jong. This is a proper midfield too, it's no wonder Man United started winning things again. And not only that, they've got great options in reserve too. Florentino Luis gets a lot of football but missed the last game due to a broken jaw, and they've also got Yuri Tielemans, another current Leicester midfielder who actually can't get a game at Old Trafford. Oh, how things have changed. But the main man in the middle is £120 million Frankie de Jong. The Dutchman's been wonderful since joining Man United and is a creative force deep in midfield. By the looks of things, he's the best ever de Jong to play in the Premier League. Sorry Luke and CM, yous were crap at Newcastle. On the right was Ansu Fati. From one real life Barcelona man to another, Ansu Fati is Man United's record signing in 2026. The Spaniard's fee just topped de Jong, with Fati arriving at Old Trafford in 2024 for £124 million. Has he been worth it? Well, in his second season where he won the title, Fatty banked in 20 Premier League goals to win the Golden Boot, and he got 8 assists, and he's only 23 still. If he continues at this rate, he'll definitely be worth it, although he's actually a target for Chelsea, who will probably have to pay more than 200 million to get him. If he does go, Man United have got good options in reserve. First up, Daniel James is still there, which is a surprise, and then they've got Pedro Neto on the bench as well, a man who cost £106 million. All that money for a backup. The game's gone. Attacking midfield was Bruno Fernandes. In 2026, the penalty master is still pulling the strings at Man United, although he's not scoring as many penalties, which I guess is a good thing, at least the banter will stop. Bruno is the current saviour at Old Trafford, and in 2026 he's been promoted to captain, a Premier League winning captain in fact. Unsurprisingly, he's been sensational, and has hit double figures every season from midfield, as if he's some sort of Frank Lampard remake. In reserve, Man United have got Brahim Diaz, a man who came through the City Academy, and he scored 5 goals in 7 since arriving in January 2026. God, Man United have got good depth here. On the left, we've got Marcus Rashford. While FM hasn't predicted a rise in the political world for Marcus Rashford, they do expect him to keep banging in the goals. The local lads hit double figures every year just like Bruno Fernandes, and at 28 is playing the best football of his career. But could that form take him away though? Rashford is a target for Real Madrid, although I'm gonna say he'll stay at Old Trafford, continue to score goals and continue helping millions of kids all over the country. What a bloke he is. And up top on his own is Mason Greenwood. We end things with Mason Greenwood, a young man who the world, or the press rather, seems to be against right now. Well, in 2026 he's leading the line for Man United, and he's the highest earner at the club on a whopping £375,000 a week. Christ, the son would have a field day with that. Despite the money though, Greenwood's goal return isn't as great as I'd expect. Sure, he's hitting double figures, but 14 is his best league tally so far. In reserve they've got Brazilian wonder kid Caio Jorge, but there's no Odion Ighalo, who's now playing his football in South Korea. For all the return to winning Premier League titles, the Man United career of Odion Ighalo puts a real downer on this video. Sorry lads. So there we have it, that's Man United in 2026 according to Football Manager 2021. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time we will see you around.